Welcome to YouTube channel. Myself, Dr. E. Komraya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Sri Rajarajeshwara Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar, Telangana, India. Today, we are going to discuss about diagonalization of a matrix and its applications. Now, let us take a square matrix of order n. Then the matrix A is diagonalizable if there exists an invertible matrix P such that P inverse AP equals to D, where D is a diagonal matrix. Or otherwise, A is said to be diagonalizable if A is similar to a diagonal matrix. The two matrices are said to be similar if a matrix B can be written as there exists a matrix non-singular matrix P such that P inverse AP equals to B. Here P inverse AP equals to D. That's why D and A are similar matrices. There exists a non-singular matrix P such that P inverse AP equals to D. Then we say that A is diagonalizable and A is similar to a diagonal matrix. Now let us take a theorem. A square matrix A of order n is diagonalizable if it has n linearly independent eigenvectors. If order of A is n and A has n linearly independent eigenvectors, then A is diagonalizable or A is similar to a diagonal matrix. Now the proof of the theorem is, let us define the matrix P equals to x1, x2 up to so on xn. Here x1, x2, xn are eigenvalues of matrix A corresponding to the distinct eigenvalues lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n. Then we have, by definition of the eigenvalues and eigenvectors, A into xi equals to lambda I into xi. Since xi is the eigenvalue of lambda I, this is lambda I. Now already we have the theorem is the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are linearly independent. That's why if A has n linearly independent eigenvectors, then the n linearly independent eigenvalues, then the corresponding eigenvectors, we have corresponding eigenvectors are, there are n eigenvectors which are also linearly independent. Now we define a matrix P is equals to x1, x2 up to so on xn. Then determinant of P becomes not 0, then P inverse exists. Since P become a n by n square matrix, all vectors x1, x2, xn are linearly independent. That's why determinant P not 0, P inverse exists. Now let us consider A into P equals to A into P is nothing but x1, x2, xn, then ax1, ax2, axn. Now we have ax1 equals to lambda 1, ax1 equals to lambda 1 x1. Sorry, this is lambda 1 x1, this is lambda 2 x2, this is lambda n xn. ax1, ax2, axn equals to lambda 1 x1, lambda 2 x2 up to so on lambda n xn, by definition of the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Now that is equals to x1, x2, xn into a diagonal matrix lambda 1 0 0 0, lambda 2 0 0 0 0, lambda n. This is equals to again P into D, where D is a diagonal matrix. That implies we have AP equals to PD. AP equals to PD. Now pre-multiply by P inverse on both sides. We have P inverse AP equals to P inverse P into D, and P inverse P becomes I. That's why I into D equals to D. That's why it is equals to P inverse AP equals to D, diagonal matrix. Therefore, if A has n distinct, order of A is n and A has n distinct eigenvalues, then there is a non-singular matrix P such that P inverse AP equals to D, hence proves the theorem. Now, using here, the D is called a diagonal matrix whose diagonal entries are eigenvalues of A. Lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda n are the eigenvalues of A. And here P is called the model matrix and D is called the spectral matrix. And if all eigenvalues of A are distinct, the condition for the matrix A is diagonalizable is if all eigenvalues of A are distinct, then A is diagonalizable. Now, the special case, so if suppose the given matrix A is a real symmetric matrix, in such a case we define the non-singular matrix P as orthonormal vectors E1, E2 up to so on En, where each Ei is the xi by norm xi. That means we normalize the eigenvectors of A. We normalize the eigenvectors of A. That's why then P is equals to, P consists orthonormal vectors as a columns. E1, E2, En. These are the orthonormal vectors. Already we know that for real symmetric matrix, eigenvectors are the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal to each other. And now we normalize them. That means their norm is equals to 1. Then we have P transpose into P equals to P into P transpose equals to identity matrix. That's why P is a orthogonal matrix now. That's why P inverse is nothing but P transpose. Therefore, by diagonalization, P inverse AP equals to D implies P transpose AP equals to D. That means whenever the given matrix is symmetric, it is not necessary to find P and P inverse. It is not necessary to calculate P inverse. Simply we can define P as a normalized eigenvectors. Define P by the normalized eigenvector, and P inverse is nothing but P transpose. Then simply P transpose P becomes D. This is the, we can apply this method whenever given matrix is symmetric matrix, or otherwise we can go for a previous one, that is find all distinct eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues and define P and find P inverse. P inverse AP becomes D. If it is real symmetric matrix, proceed like this. Now, application of the diagonalization. By using diagonalization method, we can calculate the different any power of the matrix. We have, by diagonalization, we have D is equals to P inverse AP. Now D square equals to P inverse AP into P inverse AP. D square is D into D, that is P inverse AP into P inverse AP. Now by associative property, P inverse A middle terms P and P inverse P inverse into AP. P inverse into P is I, that's why I into A is A into A becomes A square. This becomes P inverse A square P. Therefore D square is nothing but P inverse A square P. Now proceeding in this way n times, we have D power n is equals to P inverse A power n P. Now pre-multiply by P and post-multiply by P inverse, we have pre-multiply by P and post-multiply by P inverse, we have P, this is not, sorry, D is equals to P inverse AP, this is P. This is not P inverse, this is P. Here it is P inverse. P d power n, P inverse becomes a power n. Here we are pre-multiply by, here it is P, that's why pre-multiply by P. Here it is P inverse, that's why we pre-multiply by P and post-multiplied by P inverse. Then this P inverse and this P will be cancelled, it will be only a power n, and left hand side is P into d power n into P inverse, that is equals to a power n. Like that we calculate the any power of the given matrix. Now let us take some examples. A is equals to a square matrix of order 3. All elements are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Its characteristic equation is given by determinant of a minus lambda equal to 0. It is given by minus lambda cube plus lambda square coefficient is trace of a minus lambda coefficient is sum of the cofactors of the diagonal elements plus delta a equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation. Here minus lambda cube plus trace of a is 3, that's why 3 lambda square equal to 0, and sum of the cofactors of diagonals is equal to 0 and determinant also equal to 0. That's why these two terms will become 0. Constant and delta will become 0. It is only minus lambda cube plus 3 lambda equal to 0, which implies lambda equals to 0, 0, 3. I already told this in the early, already we discussed this problem in the previous class. Whenever the A consists of all elements are same, then eigenvalues are 0, 0, and one more eigenvalue is trace of A. Trace of A is here 3, that's why another eigenvalue is 3. Whenever it is 4 by 4 matrix, eigenvalues are 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros, and one is trace of A, another one is trace of A. Like that we can calculate the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Now we can find the eigenvectors corresponding to each of the eigenvalue. For lambda equals 0, we solve a minus 0i into x equals 0 implies ax equal to 0. That implies x plus y plus z equals 0, x equals to minus y minus z. That implies the eigenvector is x equals to, x is minus y minus z, and y is independently chosen independent parameter, free variable, and z is also free variable. Now split this vector into two different linear combination of two different vectors, y into minus 1 1 0 plus z into minus 1 0 1. This is the eigenvector corresponding to lambda is equals to 1, and we can take the minus 1. This is x1 minus 1. This is one vector x1, this is another vector x2. These two are linearly independent. That means for lambda equals to 0, we have two linearly independent eigenvectors. That means multiplicity of 0 is 2, and it consists of two linearly independent eigenvectors. That's why the geometric multiplicity and algebraic multiplicity is equal. Now we can go for another eigenvector for lambda equals to 3, and now a minus 3i into x equals 0 implies minus 2 1 1 1 minus 2 1 1 1 minus 2 x y z equals to 0 0 0, which implies by solving this we have y is equals to z. That's why eigenvector is 1 comma 1 comma 1. Now let us take the eigenvectors for lambda equals to 0, minus 1 1 0, and minus 1 0 1, and lambda equals to 3 1 1 1 1. Therefore we define the matrix by x1 x2 and x3. First x1 is minus 1 1 0, and x2 is minus 1 0 1, x3 is 1 1 1. That means here we have three linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to the three eigenvalues. This is the very important condition. For diagonalization of the matrix, we need three linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to the three eigenvalues. If three linearly independent vectors we get, sometimes it is may not possible. Now the P inverse is given by, this is the P inverse. Now by diagonalization method, P inverse AP equals to D, that is equals to 0 0. Two eigenvalues are 0 0. That's why these two becomes zeros and another one becomes 3. First we are taking eigenvalue 0. That's why first we will get 0 0. Third one is 3. That's why third element is 3. In the respective order we will get the eigenvalues, diagonal elements. That we should remember. This is diagonal of 0 comma 0 comma 3. Now let us take another problem. A is equals to 4 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. The characteristic equation of this one is lambda square minus 7 lambda. This is minus 7 lambda this is minus 7 lambda. This will be, there is no lambda here. Lambda square minus 7 lambda, lambda square minus 7 lambda plus 10 equal to 0. This implies lambda equals to 2 comma 5. For lambda equals to 2, the eigenvector is x1 equals to minus 2 comma 1, and for lambda equals to 5, x2 equals to 1 comma 1. Here there are two distinct eigenvalues. Now it is no problem. For two distinct eigenvalues we will get two independent eigenvectors. There is no problem. In the earlier case there are not distinct eigenvalues, 0 0 are same still, but still we have three independent eigenvectors. That's why diagonalization is no problem. That does not violate the diagonalization of a matrix. Here also, here directly we will get the two independent eigenvalues, two distinct eigenvalues. That's why automatically we will get the two independent eigenvectors. Then diagonalization is possible. Now define the matrix P as x1 x2, that is minus 2 comma 1 1 comma 1, and find P inverse is 1 by 3 into minus 1 1 1 3. Then by diagonalization method P inverse AP will become D, that is equals to 2 0 0 5. Now using this diagonalization method we can calculate higher powers of A. That's why A power 10 is equals to P into D power 10 P inverse. P into D power 10 P inverse. P is minus 2 1 1 1. D power 10 is 2 power 10 0 0 5 power 10. P inverse is 1 by 3 minus 1 1 1 2. Now if we need now there are only two multiplications to evaluate A power 10, but when we calculate A power 10 by using A into A 10 times, it will take more time. But here by diagonalization method it need only two steps, two multiplications. There are only product of three matrices we will get within two steps. This is the application of diagonalization method. And take another problem. A is equals to 1 0 0 0 3 minus 1 0 minus 1 3. The characteristic equation of this one is 1 minus lambda into lambda square minus 6 lambda plus 8, which implies that the eigenvalues are 1 2 4. Here also no problem, three distinct eigenvalues. That's why automatically we will get three distinct eigenvectors. Only the problem is if the roots are repeated, then only we have to look, we just look for three independent eigenvectors. In this time three are distinct, that's why automatically we will get the three independent eigenvectors. That is no problem. For lambda equals to 1, x1 is the eigenvector, that is 1 0 0. For lambda equals to 2, x2 is the eigenvector 0 1 1, and for lambda equals to 4, x3 is the eigenvector 0 1 minus 1. And here we can observe the given matrix 1 0 0 0 3 minus 1 0 minus 1 3, which is the real symmetric matrix. That's why we have a theorem, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues of a symmetric matrix are orthogonal to each other. Here x1 x2 x3 are orthogonal to each other. We have to check x1 dot x2 will be 0, 1 into 0 0, 0 into 1 0, 0 into g1 0, and x2 and x3 also orthogonal, 1 into 1 plus 1, 1 into minus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 will be 0. These two are also orthogonal, these two are also orthogonal, and these two are also orthogonal. That's why whenever given matrix A is real symmetric, the eigenvectors corresponding to distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal to each other. Now, therefore, we define P as E1, E2, E3, where E1, E2, E3 are normalized eigenvectors of A. The normalized eigenvectors, if we normalize x1, it is still x1, 1, 0, 0. If we normalize x2, its length is norm is root 2 under square root of 0 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, 1 by root 2. That's why multiply x2 by 1 by root 2, similarly x3 by 1 by root 2. Then we will have P is equals to 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 0 minus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, which becomes, now P is the columns of P are orthonormal vectors. That's why P will become a orthogonal matrix. That's why P inverse is only P transpose. Then by diagonalization, P transpose AP is equals to D or P inverse AP, whatever it is. P transpose AP becomes D, that is diagonal of 1, 2, 4. Now we can take another sometimes it is may not possible that the given matrix is not diagonalizable. Now we will see that example. Let us take one problem. A is equals to 1, 0, 3, 1. Then its eigenvalues are 1, 1. They are repeated here. If we get 3 linearly independent corresponding to 1, then it is diagonalizable. If we will get only one eigenvector corresponding to lambda equals to 1, then it is not diagonalizable. That is the problem whenever roots are repeated. Here roots are repeated. If you will get 2 eigenvectors, independent eigenvectors, no problem. It is diagonalizable. Now look for, we will verify, we can verify. But here for lambda equals to 1, we substitute in the a minus 1i into x equals 0. The first term will become 0, first row will become 0. And first row only 3 into x equals 0, we will get x will be 0 and y is any. That's why 0, 1 only. Eigenvector is only 0, 1. Only one eigenvector we get for lambda equals to 1. That's why the algebraic multiplicity of lambda is 2, geometric multiplicity of lambda is 1. Then the matrix is not diagonalizable, since there is only one linearly independent eigenvectors. We did not get 2 linearly independent eigenvectors. That's why it is fails to diagonalizable, or it is not similar to a diagonal matrix. This is the diagonalization of a matrix to find a non-singular matrix which diagonalizes the given matrix A. Thank you one and all.